Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Romani. 3 years ago, I made the decision to lock my hair. It wasn't a decision that I was planning. I was actually getting ready to do another protective style, but I liked my hair in the twist, so I kept them, and now I'm 3 years locked. And today we're gonna go through my lock journey, just talking about some do's and don'ts, pros and cons, how I feel about my hair, everything that I've experienced, and just answering some questions that I've gotten over the past 3 years. I started recording my lock journey on day 5. So if you have seen that video and you're looking at my hair now, you can see that there has been tremendous growth. My locks have matured so much, and I'm so glad that the things that I used to worry about when it came to my starter locks no longer exist anymore. I don't have the same worries that I used to have. There have been so many pros when it comes to my lock journey. I feel like everything is just a pro and a plus when it comes to this lock journey, but my most favorite thing is just the cultivation of my self-image and how I feel about myself. I've always been confident, and I've always loved black hairstyles, and I've always loved my hair, but this really changed the game for me, and it made me even more confident than I already was in my appearance and just in myself as a human being. I just feel like as my locks grew, I started to grow as a person, and I really appreciated that about this journey. Another pro is that locks are extremely low maintenance. While we do have to do certain things to our hair, we have to wash it, we have to retwist it, it's not an everyday thing. When I was a loose natural and I did twist outs and I did braid outs, it was a weekly thing, and I was uploading videos on here too that you can see. I was always doing my hair. My hands were always in my head, and I enjoyed it for that moment in time because that's all that I knew. But now that I know differently, I don't want to do my hair every day, and I'm so glad that I don't have to. I know that a lot of people who have locks, they wake up, they spray their hair, they do a lot. I don't do anything to my hair, and I don't put any products on my hair. I used a retwisting gel a few times because of a sponsorship. So I was using it, but then after time kind of passed by, I was like, I don't really need this lock gel. I do appreciate products that want to help the lock community, and I do enjoy trying things out here and there, but my everyday regimen, I don't do too much to my hair. I don't even use water and oil. I just allow my hair to be misted when I'm in the shower. If it is steamy, I just let that get into my hair, but I haven't sprayed my hair in so long. I did love rose water on my journey though. Rose water made my hair so soft. I've just been so lazy and I haven't made any rose water, and I'm not a person who likes to buy things that I can make. I'll buy some gel or something, but I'm not buying rose water when I could just boil some roses and make it. But I've been lazy, so I haven't made any rose water. But if I was going to spray anything on my hair, it will always be rose water. And even though everyone's locks are different, I always recommend rose water. But other than that, it has been extremely low maintenance, and I don't put anything on my head. I wake up, I run my hands through my hair, I take a shower, let the steam get in my hair, and I kind of go on about my day, and I love it that way. I've also enjoyed fighting the stigma that locks are not versatile. When you talk to people, a lot of them are always like, I would love to lock my hair, but I do too much with my hair. I have loved doing different styles and showing people that you can do so many things with locks. Whatever you do with your normal hair or your protective styles can be done with locks. Ponytails, down, braids, you can do it all. And if you want some styling videos, I'm gonna have those linked down below. Overall, I feel like everything when it comes to my locks has been a pro. Everything has been good. I have had some setbacks though, and I do want to talk about those. I don't want to call them cons. I actually don't even want to call them setbacks, but I can't think of another word right now. But let's not label it bad. These are just things that did happen to come up in my journey that I experienced. When I first started my lock journey, I started with twists, and they were really long, and I expected them to stay that way. I don't know why. But after the first time I washed my hair, my locks got really short. So where they may have started right here, it shortened to right here. So I had some smaller starter locks than I would have hoped for. So I do want to let you know that when you are starting your lock journey, just be prepared for shrinkage. It's not going to stay like that forever because your locks are always going to continue to grow, but the length that you start at is not the length that you are going to stay at as the weeks go by. Your hair is going to shrink once moisture gets onto your hair. And I talked about this in a few other videos. I started to develop, or maybe I already had it, but I started to develop psoriasis on my scalp. It has gone away since I stopped using oils and water and stuff. Well, not water, but it's gone away since I stopped using products. And I talked about that in some videos because I was trying to figure out, I don't know, but you can kind of see it here, but I was trying to figure out why I was having such a flaky scalp, and my scalp was always inflamed. And it's because when I first started my journey, I was trying different things, and I feel like I was oiling a little too much because I be seeing girls oil their hair every week, every day, and so I was trying to be that person, and it just was not working for me. So just understand that your lock journey is not going to look like anyone else's lock journey. Everybody can put oil and products and stuff in their hair, and that just doesn't work for me, and it really makes my scalp itchy and inflamed. Once I stopped doing anything to my hair, that is when I kind of got a break from the psoriasis. And something that I didn't truly experience in the way that other people experienced is the ugly phase. Now, I did tell you that my locks did shrink more than I anticipated, but I didn't consider myself ugly in those times. I really did like myself, and I liked my hair, and I just got the hang of it. But a lot of people ask me, how did you deal with the ugly phase? I just didn't feel like I had one. Now, other people may have felt like it was an ugly phase for me, but I just felt like it was just a part of the journey. And I think that once you see it that way, you're going to feel a lot different about your starter locks. And I have a few videos about the ugly phase as well, just because I don't feel like any phase is ugly. And I know that I started my locks when I had an afro. So like I said, I started with starter locks here. I know that some people start like with starter locks on their scalp, so it could just be a different experience. But for me, I was already used to wearing my hair in mini twists anyway when I had an afro, just because during the pandemic I wasn't doing my hair and I was always leaving my hair twisted. So it really wasn't a problem for me to wear my twists and to start letting them bud into locks and like have like really short locks. It just wasn't an issue for me. Now, did I want my hair to be longer? Of course, we always want our hair to be longer, but I just didn't feel ugly. So I'm not really much help when it comes to talking about the ugly phase. But if you're ever feeling unconfident with your locks, I really encourage you to just take a deep dive and see where it's really coming from and why you feel ugly. It might seem like a lot to do to, do that work on yourself, but there's a reason why you feel like shorter hair or baby locks or starter locks are ugly. So I really just encourage you to figure out why you feel that way, because once you get to the root of the problem, you may not feel so ugly anymore. Because y'all know I always feel like the beauty standards is what makes us feel like we are ugly, because we are deviating from the standard. Majority of people do not have locks. So when you're not seeing that portrayed every single day, you're not seeing yourself represented, and it just kind of does something to your mental, and so you think that starter locks are ugly. Nonetheless, I have tons of videos about that. I'm not going to make this about that, but that's my spiel on the ugly phase. Personally, locks have really helped me grow as a person, like I said, in different ways. One of them being I learned how to be patient. And it's so interesting because I remember when I started my lock journey, just wanting my locks to look a certain way. Once I stopped really caring about how my locks looked and I just kind of realized my locks are going to do whatever they want to do, my locks just started growing. And now I look back and I'm like, I can't even believe 3 years have passed. That's how patient I have been. I haven't just learned patience within my lock journey, but I've just learned patience within my life. If I'm ever going through something, I now realize that you're not going to be in this situation forever. Just like your hair is not going to look this way forever. I feel like locks teach you a lot about yourself and just a lot about life. It's kind of like having a plant that you want to grow. You have to love it, you have to be patient, you have to be kind to it, and it's going to grow. And locks really instilled that in me. And it's also shifted my perspective on hair. I have always loved black hair, but I don't think I ever really looked at people with locks. Because I didn't have locks, I had an afro, so I would mainly look at women with afros. But now that I have locks and now that I follow people with locks and I'm looking at people's lock journeys, I just think that people with locks are so beautiful. It's not that I didn't really appreciate locks before, but I just didn't really care. I would be like, oh, this person has locks, and I would move on with my day. But now when I really see a person with locks, I'm like, wow, their hair is so beautiful. I just love it. I feel like it definitely made me appreciate more styles than just a loose, natural, you know, twist out or braid out. If you're considering starting your lock journey, my advice is just to do it. Don't think too much about it. When I talk to people, they're like, you know, I have to make a consultation with the loctician. I have to do this, I have to do that. And that might be good for some people. But for me, just starting was helpful. Like I said, I wasn't even planning on starting locks. Thank God I knew how to do my hair. So my parts and everything were fine because I was getting ready to do faux locks. But I didn't have a consultation with the loctician. Actually, let's talk about locticians. I've only been to a loctician twice, and I love the, like, let me say that because I know a few of y'all know where I went. I'm not going to say the name just because it's not a bad thing. I love locticians, but I've decided that I'm no longer going to go to a loctician. Even though I only went 2 times, the consistency of my lock began to change once I started going to a loctician because I do palm rolling. And if you're new to locks, palm rolling is when you roll your lock in your palm, and that is how you twist it. The loctician that I went to did a comb retwist, and it just made it tighter than it needed to be. So like my lock would be thick and then it would be really small where there was a comb retwist, and then it would be really thick again. And I don't want the consistency of my lock to get messed up just because that's how you lose locks. That's how thinning and breakage starts to happen. So I just want to be consistent in my regimen, and for me to be consistent with my regimen, I need to be the one doing my hair. But since we got the locticians out the way, if you are planning on starting your lock journey, just don't, like, I don't want to say don't plan because you may be a planner, but it's just not that serious. Make sure your hair is healthy, make sure your parts are good, get your locks, and move on about your day. It doesn't have to be this like whole production. It really doesn't. Because like I said, the locks that you start out with are not the locks that you're going to have years from now. Like, these locks are not the locks that I used to have, and the problems that I used to have, I don't even care about. Case in point, this was my very first lock. This one right here. This is a different consistency than this because I tried to, what is that called? I tried to interlock my hair the first time because I was like, I don't want to retwist. I tried to interlock it. I ended up messing it up, and you can kind of see it like this. I ended up messing it up, and it was so big, but it was like right here, and it was just bothering me so bad. Now I don't even think about it. Like, I remember being 4 months locked and being like, oh my God, this is going to mess my locks up, and it's not. So I say all that to say, the locks that you start out with are not the locks that you're going to have. Everything's going to mature, and it always gets better. So don't even put too much pressure on yourself about it. Even if you choose not to lock your hair, I definitely think that you should just embrace who you are and the hair that you have. If you're natural, if you wear protective styles, if you wear lace fronts, like, just embrace who you are, no matter what kind of hair you have. Yes, I'm always going to be repping for the lock community, but I love all my people, and I love everybody's hair how it is. So just make sure you are embracing yourself no matter who you are, how you look. Just be you. Overall, this has been such an amazing journey, and my only regret is that I didn't start sooner. My hair could have been down my back by now, but we're gonna get there. Like I said, if you're thinking about it, don't waste no time, because when you get to year 3, you're gonna be like, dang, I should have been started these. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions about my locks, please don't ask me my lock count. That's the only question that I'm like, please don't ask, because I don't know, because I combine my locks. There are a few locks that look just like this. This is one lock, but it's really 2. Don't ask me how many locks I have. But if you have any other questions about locks, please leave them down in the comment section. I would love to talk to you about it. If you're interested in locks, wellness, personal growth, all the things, make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you like this video. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.